Floating in the air at night, the stars so bright, Fernando. And I'm your favorite lore dropping lunatic, Abamuahu Kalunas, moving on to number 10, Anki the Tauros. These star seeds from the Taurus constellation are actually called Venusians, even though Venus is a planet. That's because a long time ago in the Taurus constellation, they were infiltrated by the Draconians. They were able to maintain their beauty and become dragon riders. But learning the ways of the Draconian would corrupt them and make them lust for power. Either the Draconian hybrids became more human like, or the humans became more dragon like. And one of the earliest pictorial renditions of the horned god named Enki was pictured in Babylonian myth battling Anu. And in Mesopotamian history, some of the oldest frescoes are of extravagant bull riders. And the Babylonian mythos uses Sanskrit to write Enki's name, which looks like a horned figure. And one of the first ancient names given to this horned god was Hathor of Egypt. And Hathor was special because she was the queen wife of Ra, the sun god. And for women, she was the sign of fertility. And for men, he was the Anunnaki god Enki, who held the divine pine cone, which held the same spiral shapes as a toroid. And as lore would have it, she was the morning star or the red sunrise. And supposedly she birthed existence into life. And she held no equal as the mother of the moon and the seasons. She was called the Great Mother or the Mentor because she was always talking to somebody. Always mentoring. Always mentoring. Like always mentoring everybody. Mother gonna lay it down. And if you've heard the song Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel, and rock me mama every way you feel, she's the goddess of love, which makes her gods of earth and Nibiru, the first Venusians in our early solar system. So then this augmented humanoid species, the Venusians, they genetically merge with the Draconians. But the species will eventually evolve to have more human-like traits. But at the time, Earth is at its infancy, so these godlike beings, the Anunnaki, try and crossbreed with the local fauna. And this is where we get fanciful stories about horned creatures that rule over the underworld. But the story would get misconstrued in translation like it normally does, as Ra chose him as his wife because she was his opposite or his darker. So then our thick goddess queen of fertility then gets turned into, because she's so hardy, she becomes known as the warrior queen. She became the spring goddess, and Taurus is in April and May. She came to have a lot of different names and a lot of different consorts. In Celtic mythology, she was represented with a bull rabbit. In the Dark Ages, Dante Alighieri would refer to her as Scarmiglione, and throughout history we'll see bulls represented by a mothering, tender persona. And like the media of the ancient world, the evil mother would re-emerge as characters in video games named Scarmiglione. But it didn't matter what culture, this mother goddess was highly revered, often seen as the blueprint for reality. And like many other gods and goddesses that weren't the preferred monotheistic deity, their purity and their motherhood was vilified, as Lilith was said to be the mother of Satan. Although in Greek mythology, she or he was the goddess of the underworld. In a way, Enki, or Hathor, was the hero because they were protecting their 7 sisters, the Pleiades. And at first, this demon goddess would give birth to the purest Lucifer, an angel of heaven. But her evilness would work through him as he's cast out of heaven. But this in turn becomes the silent strength of the Venusian. As for many of those that have Taurus in their big 3 or their inner planets, it might seem like the whole world's revolving around you. And that's because the motion of Venus, as it passes between us and the Sun, and you can see why we compare Venusians to the moon goddess. The Venusian starseed has that silent strength. They lock in to meditate to control a steady stream of consciousness. Their power of becoming energetic, like deep throat singing. The Venusian character, Enki, can be seen in all different countries and all different languages. And I'll just go ahead and piss off some feminists right now. He is the most powerful feminine goddess. But remember how Enki had the magic pine cone? That was everything. And the toroidal field is perfect mathematics, creating things like neutron stars and black holes. And quite frankly, it's everything. It's the rotation of stellar bodies, it's electromagnetism, it's cell division, it's hemispherical distributions and light spectrums, such as the northern lights, its plasma behavior, and also the precession of the equinoxes. And because of this, the Greeks referred to Taurus as Phi, or the highest. And if you draw the Taurus shape over the dragon alphabet, over the gold in the center, its horns outline the sound Phi, which we see as the representation of energy fields coming from Hathor, the silent strength. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging, even though Star Wars doesn't have Venusians or Draconians. But they do have a species called the Zabraks that come in vanilla, cherry, and lemon lime. And while some would always see the Anunnaki or Enki as a gigantic mentor, the Venusian starseed can be the strength in this stillness. They can listen with empathy and also be the strong meditative one. And if you like what you see and want a starseed reading in private, go ahead and send me a comment or a DM. I'm the Abamuahu Kalunas. Enjoy the truth.